Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of HRD 630, Facilitating Adult Learning. Now, I did have some information that went out yesterday concerning who the discussion peer facilitators will be for week number 6, and I also added the prompt. So for those that were looking for the information a little bit early, you have it, and now I'm just going to go through the weekly materials for week number 6, and I have a couple of the things that I did want to talk about. So week number 6 is located in the usual place. You can find that in the content area. Look down the content and you'll see week number 6 materials. And in here, we're going to be continuing our discussion about facilitation, and this week, specifically critically reflective teachers. So John Dewey, when I think of reflection, I think of early theorists. John Dewey was one of them, and he was an educational philosopher, many books written on the subject. This week we're going to be studying a little bit more about John Dewey. We have the course-related goals, the readings I'd like you to read this week, Little More, The Getting of Wisdom. It's also by Brookfield. Critical Reflection. And then I put some information in here about the fear of public speaking. Now, we are going to be on October 16th, we will be doing our first online facilitation. Actually, it's a presentation, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But there's some tips to consider in here. I have to say, for people that haven't done a tremendous amount of this, or they haven't done much, fear of public speaking, either online or in person, is right up there with one of the greatest fears that a lot of people have. There's some key guidelines and some tips to consider that I put in here for this week. But one of them, I have to say, a consistent theme for people that have a tremendous fear of public speaking is the practice element. You become more comfortable by doing, and you become more comfortable by practicing. One of the purposes of this course is, or one of the goals is, to give everybody an opportunity to practice, receive feedback, and practice some more, receive feedback in different type of settings. Now, we are a very supportive learning community, and I'll walk you through what I'm going to be looking for in a few weeks. Actually, 2 weeks from today in our first presentation. But at the root of it is that you will give a 15 to 20 minute presentation on the topic of your choice, and then you will receive feedback. I will describe that more next weekend, or possibly even closer to the 16th. So everybody knows what we're going to be doing, but basically you're going to do your presentation, and then we're going to move. I'm going to allow 5 minutes for people to go to Brightspace and fill in their self-evaluation. But I have to say, most of the students, if not all of the students, everybody is very supportive. So if you are brand new to doing presentations, either in person or online, or your experience, you still will receive comments from everybody in the class. And then there's a reflective component to it. Not going to talk about that much today because I really want to just go over what the assignment is so people have an idea what to expect and what to prepare for in the next 2 weeks. Continue reading the information that's in here. We have a week 6 online discussion. It's facilitated by Dylan and JC. And now I will, and also begin reading chapters 7 and 10. Now I'm going to show you what actually is in here and a couple of to-do items. I'm going back to Brightspace, coming down here. We have a couple of things I wanted to put out here. Planning details for facilitation. These sharing facilitation schedule. I have something else that is a little bit different. Topic and material. So if you have any questions, go to the discussion forum, post the questions on what's coming up. So I just went over this area, the type of materials and to do this week. Presentation, well, I'll come back to that. Week 6, we have the discussion forum. These are the prompts. These are our facilitators. You know the routine. You click on that, put prompt number 1 or prompt number 2, and then JC will facilitate prompt number 1 and Dylan will facilitate prompt number 2. One thing I'd like everybody to do this week, if at all possible, is to come into here, presentation 1, sign-up sheet, link to Doodle. Okay, so the link takes you to this page. This is a Doodle poll. I think everybody has used that before. This simply is a sign-up sheet for your presentation. As you can see, our facilitation, all-day facilitation presentations will occur from 10 o'clock till 3 o'clock on October 16th. I have half-hour increments in here, even though the presentation is supposed to only be 15 to 20 minutes max. We have extra time built in. So you come in here, and depending upon if you want to be first, you're going to click that button. If you want to be last, you're going to click this button. And that way you will have a rough or an approximate time for when you're going to be starting your presentation. You'll know where you are in the scheme of things. For me, I used to always want to click the first one because I like to get it over, and once I got it over, I could take time and enjoy the other people's presentations. So that is about it as far as the Doodle poll. I'd like everybody to get to the Doodle poll by the end of the week. I'll send you out something probably midweek so you can take a look at that again if people haven't signed up. But this is, we're not going to get into kind of how do you load materials or what is expected on that day beyond. This is just a sign up. Now I'm back looking at our syllabus, and you can see in here, these are each participant conduct 3 facilitations. The first one is the online discussion. The second one is really a presentation. It is not an interactive facilitation, it is a presentation. So for you that are teachers or somebody in the workforce, you've been a student before, this could be a PowerPoint presentation. It could be you talking, it could be you could narrate something, it could be a video. It's really up to you. But I would imagine most everybody will use some kind of PowerPoint presentation and present something. So what are the topics? Let me quickly go to the bottom. These are some potential facilitation topics. This is in the last 2 pages of our syllabi, and they can be anything. They can be anything that you want to teach us on, anything you want to lead us on. It could be, cooperative learning, teaching with humor, online distance learning. It could be on learning styles. It could be on anything that you want. This really is up to you what you want to present to our class. And once again, this is a presentation. This isn't a facilitation where you will be actually interacting with the audience. So you can use any one of these topics, or you can use some other topics. It's really up to you. So that's about it at this point. I want to wish everybody the best in week number 6. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. I am here to help, and I'll see everybody online.